Hey ladies, I'm Shalise, and I'm a life coach for introverts. I specialize in helping shy introverts find their identity. So let's get into this mini-series about 10 signs that you don't know yourself. First sign that you don't know yourself is that you lack values. Now, you may be saying, girl, who are you talking to? I don't lack values. You don't know me. So I'm going to show you with 2 examples. So, first example, we have Sally. Sally is a shy introvert, okay? So not only is she introverted and she gets her energy from alone time, and she's like creative and she thinks deeply about things, but she is also socially anxious and is self-conscious in social environments. Sally, when she was in high school, about 15 years old, she made a couple friends, or more like these 2 girls just picked her out and said, hey, we're going to make her our friend, and that's what they did. So their names are Maya and Tanya, right? So Maya and Tanya, as soon as they met Sally, they started hanging out with her. They just took her along wherever, and she said, yes, I'll go, yes, I'll go. So one day at school, they said, okay, during our lunch, we're going to go and smoke some marijuana, and we're going to drink and take a couple shots, and then come back to school. Okay, and so Sally thought it was kind of weird, but she did it anyway. So they did that, and they were drunk at school. They were high at school, right? So then let's fast forward. Sally, in the second example, Sally started dating this guy, Jim. Jim was more of a alpha male, beat your chest, I'm a man type of dude, right? So he saw Sally just sitting alone one day at work, and he said, oh, I'm going to talk to her. And so he said, can I have your number? She said, yeah. So she gave him the number, and he proceeded to call her that very same night, late at night. And he was not really trying to get to know her. He just wanted to get to know her sexually, and so he asked her a bunch of sexually explicit questions, okay? And she answered them all. And even though she felt kind of uncomfortable, she did. So then he asked her out on a date. She agreed to go on this date, right? And he proceeded to keep getting her drinks and kissed her on the date, and then afterwards suggested that she let him up to her apartment. So she said yes to all of those things, and they slept together. And then the next day he said, can you be my girlfriend? She said yes. And so they started dating. They dated for about 2 years, in which he was cheating on her the majority of the relationship, right? So does that sound familiar to anybody? Okay. So you may be saying, well, why do you think she lacks values just because of her high school friends, and then just because of the guy she dated in her early 20s, right? Well, what are values? Okay, so values are a person's principles or standards of behavior, one's judgment of what is important in life, okay? So it's important to have values in your life because it shows you where you're going. It shows you what you will and will not tolerate from people, where you want to go in life, what you want to experience, how you want to be, the type of person you want to be, okay? And so if Sally had these values when she was in high school, and maybe if her parents would have instilled the values, because this is one of those examples where it's like the parents, if her parents would have instilled the values, or if her parents did instill them, and she felt that they were important to adhere to, then she would not have drank with the girls and got high in school at all, actually, and she would have actually had standards. Oh, for friends, I want girls who are in clubs and in organizations in school, and they're in a sport, or they have an after-school activity. They're very serious about getting into college or their career after. They go to church. They have a plan for their lives so far, right? And I don't want to be friends with girls who do drugs. I don't want to be friends with girls who drink. I'm a kid. I don't want to do that, right? Then she would have not been friends with those girls. When they suggested that she do that, she would have said, oh no, I can't hang with them. And then the guy Jim, if she would have had standards for dating, if she would have had, okay, I don't like men calling me after certain hours, I don't let men talk to me about sex, I don't let men sleep with me that I'm not married to, I don't do any of those things, then she would have never dated him for 2 years, where she got cheated on and found out just how terrible he actually was, right? So maybe before I went through the example, you thought, oh, I got values. What do you mean? But if you related to those two scenarios in any way and you haven't made any changes, or better yet, if you're not intentional about creating values in every area of your life that you deem important, then you lack values. And if you lack values and principles, then you don't know where you're going in life, and you're just out here willy-nilly living and letting things happen to you. Okay? You have more power than you realize. If you related to those scenarios, definitely check out my lives on Saturday nights at 8 p.m. Central Time, and we discuss what it means to be an introvert and any introvert related topics, especially involving identity and knowing yourself and having a relationship with yourself. And I specialize in introverts because I'm an introvert, and I know oh so well, especially because I am a reformed shy introvert, I know oh so well what it's like to be introverted in this world, and how if you still struggle with identity, how much more tough life can really be for you. And I want to help you so that you don't have to struggle in the ways that I did.